Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this virtual hybrid meeting of the Planning Committee on Thursday, the 27th of August. If you could all ensure you have got your microphones muted, please. Thank you. This is an audio and video meeting. It's being recorded and the stream will also be live on YouTube. The web address for this is displayed on the agenda for the meeting and can be found on the Council's website. If you have joined the meeting because you're a member of the public who was registered to speak, please note you have a time limit of up to 4 minutes, but I don't think we've got anybody registered this evening, have we? Okay. Right, after each report has been presented and any speakers have made the representations, I will bring the application into committee. If any committee members wish to speak on an application, you should unmute your microphone or use the chat function in the top right-hand corner to notify our moderator that you wish to speak. I will then invite you in order. Our Deputy Monitoring Officer Dave will repeat the motion before the vote is taken to ensure everyone is aware of what is being voted on. And I will call each member alphabetically to vote, and Dave will confirm the outcome of the decision. If the technology should fail, I'll adjourn the meeting for several minutes to try and resolve the issue. And if this is not possible, a new date and time will be organised. But we should be okay. The IT team have done a great job. Okay. Please can I ask all members to confirm that you can see, hear and speak before the meeting begins. Councillor Will Adams.
Yep.
Councillor James Flannery.
Yes.
Councillor Mrs Mary Green.
Yes, Chair.
Councillor John Hesketh.
John Hesketh, yeah, thank you.
Councillor Cliff Hughes.
Yeah.
Councillor Keith Martin.
Present, Chair.
Councillor Christine Melia.
Present also, Kayleigh.
Thank you. Councillor Caroline Moon.
Yes, Chair.
Councillor David Shaw.
Yes, Chair, thank
Councillor
you.
Phil Smith.
Yes, Chair.
And Councillor Barry Yates.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. And our officers, Stephen Brown.
Yes, Chair.
Dave Whelan.
Yes, Chair.
Debbie Roberts.
Yes, Chair.
And Charlotte Lynch.
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Apologies for absence.
Yes, Chair. Received an apology from Councillor Mal Donoghue.
Thanks for that. And do we have any declarations of interest? I don't know whether I need to declare an interest on the overflow car park, with it being Matthew Tomlinson's portfolio.
No, Chair, I don't think that constitutes an interest you need to declare.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay, have we all read the minutes of the last meeting? And can I sign them as correct?
Can I come in, Chair?
Certainly.
On the page 7, cottage gardens, it says that it doesn't mention that I put a proposal forward to refuse the application, and the only thing it mentions is the amendment. So I could change it so that it shows that there were two in there. One was an amendment and one was the first proposal.
So do you want the minutes amending?
If you will, please, Chair, just to highlight that so that if it ever goes to the inspector, you can see exactly what happened.
Okay, we'll have them amended. I won't sign them this evening.
Right, thank you, Chair.
Okay, item number 5, appeal decisions.
Excuse me, Chair.
Yes, Mrs. Green.
Yeah, I've not been brought in, even though I indicated. I don't know if it's affecting the sound. I'm getting an echo, but it's got badged up that Councillor Martin's recording. I don't know if that will affect the technology or not.
I shouldn't have thought so, no. Okay, we'll go back to appeal decisions. I'll bring in Stephen Brown.
Yes, thanks very much, Chair. It's just to update members in terms of the Chain House Lane appeal situation. Just to quickly run through the background, you'll recall Wayne Homes submitted an outline application for 100 dwellings on the site at Chain House Lane in November 2018. This was refused and an appeal lodged. As we'll recall, we had a public inquiry which took place between the 12th and 15th of November last year, when the appeal was dismissed and the council's decision to refuse the application was upheld. Following this, Wayne Homes challenged the decision of the inspectorate in the High Court. Last Friday, we received the judgment from Mr. Justice Dove from the High Court. The judge upheld the legal challenge and quashed the planning inspector's original decision. This was on one ground only, namely ground 5, and this revolved around the inspector's failure, in the judge's words, to grapple with and explain her answer in relation to this particular point, which in simplistic terms relates to whether the local plan policy G3 was out of date and the subsequent consequences of this. The full judgment is available to read on our website. What this means is the appeal will be brought back to the inspectorate and a further public inquiry will have to be arranged. Given that this inquiry is outstanding, and we also have a current twin tract application for the same development, it would be not appropriate to discuss the case more at this point, other than to note the facts that I've just presented. Thanks, Chair.
Okay, thanks for that, Stephen. Can we now move on to item number 6, the Mackenzie's Arms site, Station Road, Bamber Bridge, and I will invite Stephen to present the item.
Sorry, now demolished. It's hard surface site and 0.2 of a hectare in area. It lies to the east of Station Road within a mixed residential and commercial area. The land is vacant, fenced off and starting to become overgrown. So this is just a view of the site from Station Road itself. As you can see, it's fenced off and vegetation within it. You've got a terrace immediately to the left and an MOT station garage to the south. This is going into Mackenzie Street itself and showing the position of the proposed access point. And this is just looking from the access back towards Station Road. This is from within the site, and as you can see, the light industrial estate to the south, and it's a hard surface site. So the proposal is on behalf of South Ribble for the erection of 15 residential units of affordable rent tenure. We've got 3 townhouses fronting onto Station Road with accommodation into the roof space, and sorry the images are rather light, but that's showing the elevations. To the rear of this there will be 12 apartments, 10 one-bedroomed and 2 two-bedroomed in a 2 to 3 storey block. These will wrap around the southern and eastern boundary of the site. There'll be red brick facades with grey tiled roof. The northern part of the site is given over to 19 parking spaces and bin storage and cycle storage, and a landscaped area shown within the central area, and also there's boundary landscaping around the perimeter of the site. The houses, the 3 terrace houses, have demarcated private garden areas. We have numerous passive and low carbon design measures within the design, including mechanical ventilation, heat recovery and air source heat pumps. This just shows the elevation, quite an interesting modernistic design, and that shows the apartment blocks within the main body of the site. And again, that's just from within the site, looking at the back of the townhouses with the apartments to your left. As I said, the existing access point off Mackenzie Street is proposed to be used. This site lies within a wider site allocated for housing in the local plan. LCC Highways have raised no objection. This site is set within a highly sustainable location, well located for bus routes and the train station. The scheme is well designed and relates satisfactorily to surrounding development, and there's a proven need for affordable units of this type within the borough. Therefore, Chair, subject to a number of regulatory conditions, the application is recommended for approval.
Okay, thanks for that, Stephen. Right, we have no registered speakers, with no objectors or supporters. I do have a member not on committee who wishes to speak. That's the Leader of the Council, Councillor Paul Foster.
Thanks, Chair, and good evening, members of the Planning Committee. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of the applicants, which is South Ribble Borough Council. As many of you know, the background is that the Mackenzie Arms is that this will be the council's first flagship development of new affordable homes in over 25 years, and it's since the large-scale voluntary transfer, of our housing stock to Progress Housing Group. We've been really keen to progress new opportunities to develop new homes and meet the housing needs of our residents by using sites and assets that we own and maximise their potential, and to fill a gap that isn't being met by the market. We've recently started work, as you are all aware, just down the road from this site at Pearson House to convert what was an empty office building to provide 7 number 1 bedroom and 2 number 2 bedrooms affordable rented flats, which will be managed by one of our housing association partners, Community Gateway Association. The proposal being presented to you tonight for the Brownfield Mackenzie Arms site offers another fantastic opportunity to make best use of an existing council asset, and importantly to provide new affordable homes for our local community. This site has been in the council's ownership since 2012 and is allocated in the South Ribble local plan for housing development as part of the wider Wesley Street Mill allocation. The site provides a sustainable location close to Bamber Bridge Centre. Proposals to develop this site have evolved over the past 18 months, and various different design options are being considered to deliver homes that will best meet our housing need and make best use of the site. As has been stated by the officers, the development will provide a total of 15 new homes, which will be of affordable rent, available to people in housing need who are registered on the council's housing waiting list, Select Move. We currently have over 1,000 people registered on our housing waiting list, and over half of those registered require 1-bedroom homes. We really wanted to address this and bring forward homes that are not only delivered by the market, and so that the new types of homes that have been designed are a mix of 1, 2 and 3 bedrooms. We have 9 1-bedroom apartments, 3 2-bedroom apartments and 3 3-bedroom houses. Outdoor space will be available for all of the homes. Each of the 3-bedroom homes will have their own private garden with additional communal landscaped areas, and the courtyard space will also surround the apartments. The design has embraced the opportunity to deliver a high-quality development and to provide high-quality homes for the residents. Homes, not houses. Both of these and the apartments that have been designed to nationally described space standards, meaning that they have generous space and layouts with ample storage. Homes have also been designed to meet the building regulations, Part M, and Category 2 optional housing standards, meaning that they are future-proofed to be both accessible and adaptable, and they've also been designed with the previous Lifetime's Homes standards taken into consideration. To conclude, Chair, we've also been mindful that as well as homes being offered affordable in tenure, they need to be an affordable place to live long-term. The design has taken this into account and has also considered how the homes will impact on the environment and how the development can support the council's targets to become carbon neutral. Passive house design standards have been adopted to provide homes that will be more thermally efficient, environmentally friendly, and importantly reduce the running costs for future residents, which will help to tackle fuel poverty. A number of low carbon measures have been incorporated into the design, including high efficiency air source heat pumps, photovoltaic, I practiced that all afternoon as well, to create on-site energy generation along with electrical vehicle recharge points. I commend this application to the committee and hope that you can all support the application on behalf of the residents of the borough that urgently require this type of quality housing. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that, Councillor Foster. Right, I'm going to open this up to committee. I have Councillor John Hesketh and followed by Councillor Barry Yates, and then Councillor Flannery.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, Councillor Hesketh.
No, there was a lot of apprehension in connection with buying this site a few years ago, but it was one of the best decisions that the council made, purchasing this land, and it has been said by Councillor Foster. It does provide 15 affordable homes, which is something that we need in this area, and I will go along with approval, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Hesketh. That's a proposal for approval.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, Councillor Barry Yates.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I'll say thank you as well to Councillor Foster. He saved me 5 minutes of a speech. I agree with everything that he said. So with that, I won't waste any more time. I'll move to second that, Chair.
Thanks for that, Councillor Yates. Thank you, Councillor Foster. Councillor Flannery.
Well, I was going to propose approval or second it, so I've been outdone by the first two. But on a serious note, it's great to see this kind of development, and to the leader say homes. These are homes for much needed people. So rather than see it getting sold off and someone else making money, it's great to see an investment into the borough and the community. So well done to all involved.
Thanks, Councillor Flannery. Councillor Will Adams.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, just not to continue the points, but I think I think a lot of work has gone into this, and you can see from the images we've seen tonight of the great homes that have been designed. You know, they are high quality, they are energy efficient, and I just think it's a great piece of work that has gone into it, and I think we should be proud of the work that's been done on this.
Okay, thanks for that, Councillor Adams. Do we have any other councillor wishing to speak? Councillor Christine Melia.
Yes, I'd just like to say this is actually on my ward, and I'm delighted and thrilled at the prospect of having these lovely homes, and I think we should all obviously vote for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Melia. Do we have any other proposals? No. Okay, we shall go straight to the vote then. Councillor Adams.
4.
Councillor James Flannery.
4.
Councillor Mrs Mary Green.
4.
Councillor John Hesketh.
4.
I know. Councillor Keith Hughes. Thank you. Councillor Keith Martin.
4, Dad.
Councillor Christine Melia.
4.
Councillor Caroline Moon.
4.
Councillor David Shaw.
4.
Councillor Phil Smith.
4.
Councillor Barry Yates.
4.
And I also am in favour. Dave will now confirm the outcome of the vote.
Yes, Chair, that's a unanimous vote in favour of the grant of planning permission.
Brilliant, well done all. Okay, item number 7, the overflow car park at Worden Park on Worden Lane, Leyland. Debbie Roberts will present the item.
Thank you, Chair. Worden Park is a Grade 2 listed park. To the left of the access on Worden Lane are the main overflow car parks and, main and overflow car parks. As you can see from the aerial photograph, the overflow car park's in a bad condition. It should be indistinguishable from the grass at the side of it. The proposal is to upgrade the reinforced grass overflow car park to the south of Worden Park's main car park, and it only needs consent because the park is listed. Okay, as you can see, that it's really pale drawings. I do apologise. The top is the current situation, and the bottom one is the proposal. Very, very similar. We propose to relay the bod pave and truck pave reinforcement. It's already there. It's just starting to lift. In addition, we would be putting speed bumps in to control traffic and prevent antisocial behaviour or reduce it. Bollards in certain areas so that we can segregate sections of the car park as and when they're failing, or if we need to do so. Around the edge there'll be shin rail fencing to prevent access into the wider park from the car park, and there'll be 3 new pathways on the northern edge. You can see the green dots. Central one has a bollard because it's wide enough for a car, again to stop cars coming off the car park into the park. Drainage will be sustainable drainage. It would run from the car park into a basin in Farmyard Wood. That's already in place, so we don't need to install that. Continued use of the car park prevents parking on side streets. It allows us to relieve internal parking on the main car park. And although we've reduced the car parking spaces by 22, we've also previously put 20 cycle stands in, which is in line with the council's commitment towards sustainable transport. The boundary wall and new trees planted in the last couple of years screen Worden Lane residents, but so noise should be less of a problem anyway, as car speeds are reduced and hopefully antisocial behaviour reduced because of the proposal itself. Just a photograph of the existing site. As you can see, that it's not been given a chance to merge into the adjacent lawned areas. It's really deteriorated to the point where it's not going to pick itself up again. We've had no representation, no objection from statutory consultees, and we would recommend listed building consents granted. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thanks for that report, Debbie. We have no registered speakers. We have no members not on committee wishing to speak, so I will open this up to committee. Councillor Phil Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. This is really important. I think that this car park is in operation and works. It protects the local community from people parking all over and around there. It's been a problem for long enough, I have to say, and this, whilst it didn't solve the problem, it very nearly did solve the problem, and it's important that we go forward with it. Just looking at that photograph of the truck pave or bog pave there, normally it's either seeded on top and there's grass grows on top. It's meant to grow on top. I assume there is no detail of the structure here that's going underneath it when it's ripped up. So presumably there's something going down to stabilise the ground before the bog pave or truck pave is put on, and then it will be seeded on top of that. So I don't know whether anybody can confirm that, but that would be helpful.
Debbie,
make it a more permanent sort of car park then, yeah.
Can you give Councillor Smith an answer with that, Debbie?
Yeah, thank you. The site itself's already engineered underneath. It's just moving. We had a problem with people speeding up and down and doing circuit turns, whatever, however you want to put it, in cars, and it's lifted. The bod pave is the parking spaces. The truck pave is the more robust stuff that forms the pathways, and that bit's lifting. And because of the antisocial behaviour and because of the frequency of movement to and from one type of paving to the other, they are just lifting. Underneath already engineered, it will be lifted and relayed in exactly the same way and reseeded. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thanks for that, Debbie. Do you want to come back, Phil?
Yeah.
Sorry, Councillor Smith.
It's only that obviously we don't want it to start lifting again in a very short period of time, and I don't know whether there's anything in place that will actually stop it lifting, and then we'll make it more permanent. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Smith. I have Councillor Mrs Mary Green wishing to speak.
Yes, Chair, just to say, I don't know if Councillor Smith has proposed this, but if he hasn't, I'd like to propose it or second it. It's crucial that we keep this car park in good condition. It's crucial for the area and it's crucial for the residents who live nearby, that we've got sufficient parking on that park, so it takes all the cars away from the Worden Park estate, where, as you all know, for a long time now, we've had great problems of car parking on that estate. So yes, I'd like to either propose or second it, whichever the situation. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Mrs Green. I think you proposed that then. I don't think you proposed, did you, Councillor Smith?
No, but I will do it. I mean, it's just really, while we go about this, just consent, officer recommendation, consent granted. So we are recommending that we consent.
I think the only reason for it, I think the only reason for this being here is because there's a listed building on the site, isn't there?
Yeah, the only reason it is because the park itself's listed, and listed building is a consent, not a permission. No, nothing different other than
Okay,
that.
thanks for that, Debbie. Councillor Adams.
Thank you, Chair. I think this is a fairly easy decision to make, to be honest. I think it needs to happen for the reasons that have already been stated. The only thing I would say is hopefully in the future we can increase the capacity for cyclists too. So okay, I will second the approval.
I've had a seconder with Councillor Mrs Green.
Apologies.
That's all right. Councillor Hesketh and then Councillor Moon.
Right, thank you, Mr Chairman. The present car park, in actual fact, isn't up to standard. It's a type of material that doesn't cope very well with the wet weather, which we've had quite a substantial amount over the last few years. And I will go along with having the surface with some more substantial materials. And I'll go along with the recommendation and approve it, or go along with approval, Mr Chairman. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Hesketh. Councillor Caroline Moon.
Thank you, Chair. It was just, obviously this is in my ward, Buckshaw and Worden. We have had the joy of the antisocial behaviour for many months on here, and I think for me the biggest part of this is if we were to put this back as was, I think we'd be fools, and we're not putting it back as was. There are mitigation measures within this scheme now to try and prevent vehicles from being able to gain speed. So if you look at what is proposed compared to what was before, it is significantly different to be able to try and deal with some of that antisocial behaviour. We've had great support from the local police there. We've had Runshire College support, we've had resident support, but ultimately people will do what people do, and drivers on there are doing what they're doing, and the only way we could really address that was when this was redone, was to do it in a way that hopefully will prevent the opportunity to donut your car on there and lift the surface. So fingers crossed, this will be a relay, a good relay of this car park, and we won't have the same issues going forward. So I'm really pleased that it's been brought forward this way, Chair. It does deal with that problem.
Okay, thanks for that, Councillor Moon. Anyone else wishing to speak? We've had a proposer, Phil Smith, a seconder, Councillor Phil Smith, a seconder, Councillor Mrs Green. No other proposals? Okay, we'll go to the vote. Councillor Will Adams.
For.
Councillor James Flannery.
For, Chair.
Councillor Mrs Mary Green.
For.
Councillor John Hesketh. Okay, Councillor Cliff Hughes. Councillor Keith Martin.
For, Chair.
Councillor Christine Melia.
For.
Councillor Caroline Moon.
Sorry, Chair, I'm for.
It's Coronation Street started early.
I can't get me on mute on fast.
Councillor David Shaw.
4.
Councillor Phil Smith.
4.
Councillor Barry Yates.
4.
I am
Councillor
also...
John Heston, 4.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Hesketh.
Let's put your hand up.
I'd say 4, just then. He said 4.
Councillor Barry Yates.
Are we just saying, put your hand up, John, that, while I'm off, can we say happy birthday to Green on the 25th?
It's Mary's birthday. Mary Green's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Councillor Mrs Green. And
Thank you,
vote,
one and all.
and my vote is for the application as well. So Dave will now confirm the outcome of the vote.
Yes, Chair, that was a unanimous vote in favour of the granting of listed building consent.
That's great. Thanks very much for your attendance this evening. It's been short and sweet. I'm sure the next one will not be. Okay, thanks very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen.